What's going on, guys? MajorRushMore here, otherwise known as Simon. Welcome along to day 22 of my weight loss journey. Thank you so much for joining me as always. Really appreciate your company. Okay, just to recap on yesterday's food situation, I had porridge with the last of the Manuka honey and a tiny bit of mashed banana uh, for my breakfast. Really enjoy that as always. Again, I'm always looking forward to it every morning, so this morning is no different. After that, I had a cappuccino, and after that, for lunch, I had a wholemeal wrap with uh, lettuce, shredded white cabbage, a squirt of lighter than light mayonnaise, uh, chicken breast fillet, which I had seasoned with tikka seasoning, and cooked that in the air fryer. And then I had sliced tomato, red onion, and a slice of light mature cheddar, and a small bit of sweet chili sauce on top of that. And that went down well. Washed it down with a can of Pepsi Max as always, and had a Muller Light yogurt, cherry flavor after that for dessert. I don't know why I laughed, but where was I? Then for dinner I had a chicken curry, with basmati rice. Yeah, lots of veg in it. My wife makes always makes my supper, thankfully, and she used Slimmer's version of the curry sauce, and she tried to use as little curry sauce as possible. So there you go. After I stayed up until like 12 o'clock last night, and was working on the treasure hunt thing, and I um I had an apple about 2 hours before bed, a pink lady apple, my favorite variety. In terms of water intake, I think I only got around 4 pints in. I'm finding that yeah, it probably was the kernel was probably right all along. There's probably the ice that's making me not want to drink it as much. So I had room temperature water yesterday instead, and I in fact the 2 later pints I added my Waddy cordial to it just to make it a bit more palatable or something, or it was easier to drink for me for some reason. Anyway, um, okay, plan for sorry, I'm recapping work then as well. Is I was working on that thing called the Socrates importer. So basically, the Socrates company, the company that owns Socrates software is called Clan William, and when one of the tenants of our software requested their data, they gave them the data in what's called CSV files, which are like files that open up in Excel, and usually they have a header row along the top to tell you what each column is. Like, this is the ID of the patient, this is their given name, this is their family name, this is their email, etc., etc., etc. However, the files that they gave, which is like 140 megabytes for that particular batch of files, uh, didn't include the headers. So we challenged them on it and asked them would they send it on again with the headers, and they said no, it's their proprietary data apparently. So I was saying to the tenant, look, you should either go to court now and get a court order forcing them to give you that data because it's your data, or we can go with plan B, which is to try to manually guess what the columns are in the files, so, and map them that way. So our database has the email over here in this particular area, but it maps to this particular CSV file, this particular column in those files. So it was quite tricky and it's very error prone. So today now we have to do quite a lot of checking. So the tenant of the software, they will have to log into the old Socrates and cherry pick some patients, and then I'll just check and see what the exporter tool is saying that patient has what data, and yeah, so it's a quite cumbersome, quite a lot of back and forth, quite a lot of testing and validation, but c'est la vie. All right, I'll talk to you in the next section. All right, breakfast time now. I'll start when I want to cool that down a bit. It looks very hot, so mix in a bit of cold milk. Done with the Manuka honey. I'm switching over to pure European wildflower honey from Wexford Home Preserves. I hope it's local anyway. It has 340 grams in the jar, and per 100 grams it has 333 calories. So I'll have a half a tablespoon. Don't know how many grams that is. Lots sweeter smelling anyway, that's for sure. Whoop, that's a bit much. Probably a bit over the half a tablespoon there, but I presume that drip will help things. How can I know, I just drained that a bit here. Trying to get that bead to break here, you know? The drip. Oh, I'm already getting it on it. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh my God. I was trying to be so careful not to get it on the edge. And I got it straight on the edge. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. That's what I wanted. I wanted that breakaway, but now I have that sticky bit on the side. I'm going to have to rinse it off later. Always trying to be so careful. Another major blooper. Alright, let's get that mixed in. Oh my God, this is very milky looking now. Probably took too much cold milk in. Let's try and thicken it up a bit with the mashed banana. But while I'm doing this, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my niece and nephew, Millie and Cooper, all the way down in Ferrycarrig. Hello Millie, hello Cooper. I hope you're eating your porridge like your Uncle Simon. I hope you're enjoying it. Look forward to seeing you sometime soon. Okay. Right, let's get rid of all those strings. By the way, kids, don't get fussy like your Uncle Simon. You feel free to eat the bruises and the strings and the ends. It's just your Uncle Simon's a bit of a weirdo. All right. More strings on it. I'm dipping it back into the strings. I need that skin. Oh my God, I'm after making a disaster here. I'm going to use the placemat. No, I'm not. That's unhygienic. You get the strings out of that now. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? I'm going to get the strings out of that. Right, now I'm going to mash it on itself, on its skin. There we go. Nice bruise-free bananas, that's what I like. Get that over there. Bring this back into frame. And let's plop it in there. Whee! Right, let's clean the hands. Get rid of all that goo. And let's chop that up further. You know how I do. Mashing it in the skin helps, but you really have to chop it up in the bowl then as well to break the mass of it down, you know. Spread it around so you get a bit of banana in every bite, every spoonful. Right, let's have a drink of chilled water. Right, here goes. Oh my God. Pure perfection. Oh, didn't chop that bit up enough. All right. My plan for the day in work is to continue on with that, um, the validation and testing of that Socrates data importer. And I have a meeting at 1:30 with another, with a payment provider. So think about it, when you go into a doctor and you pay with your card, you tap your card on a machine, usually a little terminal that they hand you. Same thing that you do when you pay in McDonald's drive-through, for example. And or in the counter at McDonald's, same kind of vibe. I don't know, when you go into McDonald's, they're all self touchscreen thing. Anyway, I digress. Those terminal things, you know what I'm talking about. So doctors use them, and this payment company provides them. So we need a way that when a patient walks into a clinic, that when they come to reception, when they come out from their appointment, the reception hands them the terminal and they tap their card. So we need to synchronize the data that's on the machine once they tap the card up to the cloud and back into our server and back to the receptionist, so they know the payment was successful, etc. So there's quite a loop there that needs to be integrated, etc. So that's what that meeting today is about. After that, I presume we'll be back on with the validation and testing. That's going to be probably take up the rest of the week, to be honest, because there's quite a lot going down there. There's that Robin now. That Robin again out there now is making me think about my Uncle Jack again. It's reminding me now to get a biscuit and go out there and try and tame it again, So I need to keep that up every day, but every day lately it's been raining and drizzling and miserable. So speaking of which, I haven't been able to get down to the bottom of the lane in the last 2 days in terms of walking, just because it's so miserable raining. I don't want to change my t-shirts every hour of the day when I go down walking. So I'd rather not to sit down in wet clothes, But anyway, okay, I shall get my cappuccino after this, and then I'll be speaking to you at lunch. Right, lunchtime now, and what I have here is a wholemeal wrap with plain chicken breast fillet. I didn't bother seasoning it. I probably left it in too long. It cooks a lot quicker without the seasoning on, apparently. And some cheese, a slice of light mature cheddar, sliced tomato and diced onion. Washing it down with a can of Pepsi Max. Just nice and simple, 20 minutes in the air fryer. Under pressure today, lots of stuff going on, meetings and various things. So yeah, nice and quick, simple. Didn't bother with the lettuce or cabbage and kind of gone off it a bit, to be honest. I'll just go back to basics. This is my staple. Oh, I forgot to put some sweet chili on it, but anyway. It's fine. Okay, that's it for lunch. I'm going to have a Muller Light yogurt after this for dessert. It's my favorite flavor, raspberry and cranberry. So yeah, I shall talk to you in the next segment. Scamp got his haircut. Yeah, Scamp. Yeah, Scamp. You got your haircut. And Toby's jealous because he didn't get his done. What are you saying, Scamp? What are you saying? Good boy. Good boy. Yes, Toby. Yes, Toby. Toby's jealous because Scamp gets the infection. Toby, we get the dogs' haircuts one at a time because you couldn't bring the two of them at a time because they just go berserk. There you got Scamp. Here's Scamp, look. Scamp. Very obedient, as you say. Yes, Toby, I wasn't calling you. Was your name Scamp? No? Your name isn't Scamp. Here's Scamp. You got hair in your ears? Toby. Yes, Scamp. Yes, Scamp. Yes, Scamp. Miniature schnauzer. Yeah. You're next, Toby, don't worry. You're next. You're next. Although the first thing Toby has to get done is we have to bring him to the vet because his ear is getting filled with pus. He had an operation before on the other ear to drain it, like bloody pus stuff. It must be a thing with golden retrievers. But had to order you know those cone things that they put around their neck so they can't scratch at it. So when he got the other previous operation done, or procedure, whatever it was an operation, I guess. They put one of those plastic cones on him and he kept bumping into everything for weeks, and it was just like crazy. It was just like, it's terrible. So this time we bought him one off Amazon, like a soft one. So if he bumped into something, like, it's kind of like a cushiony type one. Still a cone, but flexible. So if he bumps in anything this time, it'll be fine. But yeah, so we'll get him booked in now. Maybe some stage over the weekend, maybe, and they'll have to book a date in because it's an all-day procedure. And yeah, they're right, scamp. They're right, scamp. You don't have that problem. You don't have that problem. Yeah. And yeah. Right, supper time now. Have some shepherd's pie. You've seen me having this twice previously, and now I'm going to have it again. It's like a staple in our household. I really enjoy it anyway, so I can't complain. It's a lovely hearty dish. I like a good bit of pepper. Hopefully now there's not too many calories in pepper. Bada boom. And a good bit of Himalayan salt. Love this. My new favorite thing that we do. All right. Let's have a little drink first. And let's dig in. Oh my God. Crust is just perfection. Nice little bite to the crust, that's what you want. And then just get into all the goodness inside. Oh my God. Such a good hearty dish, I absolutely love it. And veg and mince and potatoes. Amazing. I can't stop eating it. I can't stop. I can't stop. But I have to. I'm not going to show myself eating the whole dish here on this camera. On this segment. But look at me, I'm multitasking. I'm eating and talking. Okay. You have now seen my full day of eating. I might have an apple later on if I'm peckish. Before I go, a couple of hours before bed, maybe at around, what time is it now? 8 o'clock. Depends if I'm peckish or not. I'll probably have an apple at around 9:30, maybe something like that. 10 o'clock. I'll go to bed at around 12. I'm going to go off now and do some work on the treasure hunt website, and yeah, have some fun with that. So yeah, I shall talk to you in the next video. All the best. Bye bye.